Welcome back guys, we are back again with a tutorial. This time we're going to be using Amulet again and we're going to be unloading chunks in our world. Now this is going to be perfect if you have got yourself a spawn, you want to unload the world around it, start again but with the same spawn. And I'm sure there are many other things you can do with it, however we're just going to show a quick example now just so you know how to use it. Now to download Amulet, simply come over to the website. I will leave it in the description, the link of course, and come over to, I'm using Windows, of course use the version that you're using, and go for the 64-bit if it does of course suit your specifications. Once you download it, you're going to get the Amulet zip, drag and drop it onto your desktop, and then you're going to get a folder like this. If it hasn't opened up, simply right click it if you have got 7-zip, and I do suggest using 7-zip, it's very helpful and it's free to download. You'll be able to find an extract here option and you can just extract the files. Once extracted, you can simply open the folder, open Amulet, come down to the Amulet app with a little icon right here, and it's going to come open with a little screen like that, and then you can just maximize this one. So now just to make sure that this does work, and I'm not just talking baloney, let's just go ahead to create new world. I'm going to rename it Amulet Chunky, just so I remember. Let's set this to creative even, and let's go ahead and create the world. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a structure, and we're just going to make a long line going out. Then we're going to unload the chunks just to make sure that it does go out and it does all work on the current version. So I've started right here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some acacia wood planks. I'm going to make a big thing going up into the sky, and then I'm simply going to make a big long line. I'm going to do it quite a few chunks out just to make sure this does actually work far out in the world and it doesn't just affect just the circle next to you. But I have done a test, it does work pretty well. I just thought I'd show you guys as well. Now, like I said, you can use this to build your spawns and then create new worlds around them. Perhaps you can do this whenever there's a new update. You can just unload the chunks all around and then use your spawn over again. Now, this is for Java and Bedrock. I am going to be doing it for Bedrock this time. However, it does work for Java also. So my line's getting pretty long now. I think I might stop soon. And I think that's probably going to do it. So now that we've got the end of our line, we're actually going to go right back at the start. For this to work, this is going to work around where your player was last loaded. So if you want to load the spawn or unload the chunks around the spawn, just make sure that you actually stood in the spawn point before you open Amulet, because that's how it is going to open it up on there. And then it's just going to be a case of selecting the chunks that you want to keep or delete. Of course, you can do this the other way around. We're just going to be deleting the chunks around us this time. So let's just go in and sit down on the top of this little tower. So with that all done, we're going to open up the Amulet app one more time. Again, it's going to open up this little screen, and then the app will open. Let's go to open world. Like I said, we're going to be doing it Bedrock this time. However, you can do this for Java also. So we can find our world there, we can see Amulet Chunky, and we can also see the picture of us stood on there. Once you've got your world selected, you can come over to 3D editor. It will probably take about 10, maybe 15 seconds. It all depends on how big your world is. That only took about 7 seconds there, and it will load you up. Now what you can see is a visual representation of where you are in the world and the chunks loaded up around you currently. What you're going to want to do is come down to the option down here called chunk, and we're going to click on that. Now this is going to give you an over the top view of where you currently are. If you can see there, that's where our line starts and it goes out this way. So we're currently stood around here. What we're going to do is we're just going to select just a small center of chunks here. So this is going to be only 4 chunks or 3 chunks out from where it's actually started. We're going to select that, and then we're going to go to delete unselected chunks. This means it's going to delete everything we have not selected. If I did want to delete just this particular area, I would then select delete chunks. However, we're going to be doing the opposite. So let's just go ahead and press that. With this option, I tend to click no. It does mean that this operation cannot be undone. However, it does work really well. And another thing before you do go ahead with this, I probably should have said this earlier, but do this on a copy of your world first, just in case it gets corrupted. Of course, on my testing, I've tested it on a few worlds now. It has actually worked every time. However, you just want to be cautious, maybe just make a copy, especially if it's your main world, just in case anything corrupts. Once you've done that, go ahead, do this, and then press no. Now you can see all the chunks are disappearing around, and we just want to check that it actually went longer than this, just because this is just showing us a small portion of the world. We want to make sure, because our line would have gone out at least double, maybe triple that it's actually disappeared. Before you come off it, just hit file, and then go to save. You want to of course save this, then open your Minecraft Bedrock back up. So all loaded up now, let's go ahead to play. It should still be called the same, Amulet Chunky. Of course the picture is still the same. That's because it's saved from the last time that you were on. However, now we should find find that the only bit that's still loaded up the same is just a few chunks around us. And as you can see here, this has now been cut off exactly where we wanted it to, and it's only these chunks that actually stayed loaded. Everything else was unloaded and has restarted again. Now let's just check just by flying down this way that in fact it has done that section. Would have ended around the mountains there. That's pretty much the extent of how much we could see. As you can see, it's done it to the entire world. It's done it all the line going down, and the only chunks that it's kept selected are the chunks right where we selected at the start for it not to delete. Everything else has gone, no more line in the sky. So thanks for watching, guys. It was quite a quick tutorial, but always handy to know in case you want to unselect anything. And of course, like I said before, move over your spawns to a new world, perhaps new updates, and not have to lose all of your good hard work. So thanks again for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you next time on the next video. Bye bye.